You ever met someone who walks into a room and instantly makes it feel like the main event, like they were born to dazzle under a spotlight? That's a Leo, strutting through life with a charisma so bright it's like God turned up the dial on their inner glow. There's something about those born under this zodiac sign, a fiery spark that pulls you in and makes you want to join their parade. Today, I'm absolutely pumped to take you on a 40-minute ride through 14 dazzling reasons why Leos are all about luxury and living life as big as it gets. These aren't just quirks, they're the heartbeat of why Leos chase glamour, extravagance, and moments that feel larger than life. Maybe you're already thinking of a Leo you know, that friend who throws parties that feel like Hollywood premieres or the coworker who always looks like they just stepped off a runway. That's the Leo charm, and we're about to unpack it, so grab a front row seat, let your heart soar, and let's dive into what makes them so unforgettable. Leos have this way of turning the everyday into something epic, like they're wired to make every moment a masterpiece. God crafted them to shine, to show us how to embrace life with boldness and a touch of glitz. Over the next stretch, we'll uncover 14 reasons, from their regal flair to their love for beauty, each one a piece of why Leos can't help but live large. As we go, I bet you'll recall those times a Leo made you feel like you were part of something special, maybe they swept you into a grand plan or just made you laugh with their larger-than-life energy. They don't just exist, they dazzle, and we're all brighter for it. So, let's get rolling and discover the first of these 14 reasons, because Leo's star power is ready to light the way. Here we go. 1. Their regal nature. Let's start with the first reason Leos love luxury and living large, their regal nature. You ever notice how some folks just carry themselves like they were born to rule a kingdom, with a swagger that's all confidence and grace? That's a Leo, striding through life like God crowned them with a touch of divine royalty. They've got this innate sense of being destined for greatness and luxury. It's just the throne they deserve. Picture a Leo strolling into a boutique, eyeing a sleek leather jacket or a sparkling watch, not because they need it, but because it feels like it was made for them, a perfect match for their kingly or queenly vibe. That's why they're drawn to the finer things, silk scarves, polished shoes, or a car that turns heads. It's not about showing off, it's about living up to their inner majesty. At a friend's wedding, they're the ones in an outfit that screams elegance, not to steal the show, but because anything less wouldn't feel right. Their regal nature isn't just a style, it's a calling, like God gave them a scepter to wield with charm. Maybe you've seen a Leo command a room with a smile, their presence so magnetic you can't look away. They gravitate to luxury because it fits who they are, born to shine, born to rule. Ever met someone who just feels like royalty? That's Leo, chasing grandeur because it's in their blood. 2. Craving the spotlight. Now let's dive into the second reason Leos can't resist luxury, they crave the spotlight. Leos aren't just comfortable with attention, they thrive on it, like a sunflower soaking up every ray of sun. God wired them to be the star of the show, and luxury is their stage, amplifying their glow for all to see. Imagine a Leo hosting a dinner party, the table decked out with crystal glasses and gold-rimmed plates, not just for looks, but because that kind of dazzle makes every guest feel like they're at an event. That's why they love extravagant settings, fancy restaurants, VIP lounges, or front-row seats at a concert. It's where they feel alive, basking in the energy of being noticed. Their bold fashion choices, like a vibrant coat or statement jewelry, aren't random, they're a beacon, drawing eyes and sparking chatter. At a work gala, they're the ones in a tailored suit or shimmering dress, not to outdo anyone, but to own the moment, their charisma turning heads. Maybe you've had a Leo friend who lights up when the room's watching, their laughter filling the air. Luxury fuels their need to shine, giving them the backdrop to be unforgettable. It's like God said, "Go big, Leo," and they heard it loud and clear. Ever seen someone who just owns the moment? That's Leo, living large because the spotlight's where they belong. 3. Passion for self-expression. For the third reason, Leos love luxury because of their passion for self-expression. You ever know someone whose personality is so big it spills into everything they touch, like they're painting the world with their vibe? That's a Leo, bursting with a creativity that demands to be seen, and luxury is their canvas. God gave them a heart that's all about showing who they are, and nothing says, "This is me," like a curated, extravagant life. Picture a Leo decorating their apartment, splashing bold colors and plush velvet pillows everywhere, each choice screaming their unique flair. They're drawn to high-end fashion or custom art because it lets them tell their story. Think a one-of-a-kind necklace or a tailored blazer that's pure them. At a local art show, they're the ones chatting up artists, not just admiring but dreaming up their own bold creations, inspired by the beauty around them. Luxury isn't just stuff to them, it's a way to say, "I'm here, and I'm vibrant." Maybe you've seen a Leo rock an outfit or throw a party that felt like an extension of their soul. Their passion for expression pulls them to the lavish, where they can shine without limits. It's like God handed them a brush and said, "Make life colorful." Ever been wowed by someone who lives so unapologetically? That's Leo, chasing luxury to express their one-of-a-kind spark. 4. Generosity at heart. The fourth reason Leos are all about luxury is their generosity at heart. Leos don't just love extravagance for themselves, they live to share it, like God gave them a bottomless well of warmth to spread around. Their big heart sees luxury as a way to make others feel special, turning moments into gifts that linger. Imagine a Leo surprising their best friend with a weekend at a swanky resort, not because they're flexing, but because they want their friend to feel like royalty too. That's why they're drawn to lavish gestures, fancy dinners, designer gifts, or over-the-top surprises, because giving feels as good as getting. At a family reunion, they're the ones footing the bill for a catered feast, their joy in everyone's smiles brighter than any chandelier. Their generosity isn't about keeping score, it's about creating happiness, like they're channeling God's abundance. Maybe you've had a Leo in your life who treated you to something extravagant, just to see your face light up. They love luxury because it's a tool to spread love, to make their people feel valued. Ever been swept away by someone's giving spirit? That's Leo, living large to lift everyone else up with them. 5. Inspired by beauty. For the fifth reason, Leos are drawn to luxury because they're inspired by beauty. You ever met someone who seems to see the world like it's a gallery, soaking in every stunning detail? That's a Leo, with a soul that craves the gorgeous and the grand, like God gave them eyes to find beauty everywhere. They're not just attracted to nice things, they're moved by them, from a perfectly crafted watch to a sunset view from a penthouse suite. Picture a Leo booking a trip to a coastal villa, not just for the status, but because the ocean sparkle and the villa's elegance feed their heart. That's why they chase luxury, fine dining, artful decor, or high-end perfumes, because it's fuel for their spirit. At a friend's art studio, they're the ones gushing over a painting, already planning how to bring that vibe into their own space. Maybe you've seen a Leo pause to admire a flower arrangement or rave about a boutique's aesthetic. Their love for beauty isn't shallow, it's worship, a way to honor God's creation. Ever been stopped in your tracks by someone who sees beauty in everything? That's Leo, seeking luxury to surround themselves with the world's prettiest moments. 6. Driven by ambition. The sixth reason Leos love luxury is they're driven by ambition. Leos don't just set goals, they chase them with a fire that feels like God lit a match in their soul, and luxury is the reward for their hustle. They're wired to aim high, and a lavish lifestyle feels like the natural payoff for their hard work. Imagine a Leo landing a big promotion and celebrating with a sleek new car, not to brag, but because it's a symbol of their climb. That's why they're drawn to luxury, it's a badge of their success, from tailored suits to five-star vacations. At a networking event, they're the ones working the room, their polished look and confident pitch laying the groundwork for their next big win. Their ambition isn't just about getting ahead, it's about living a life that matches their dreams. Maybe you've had a Leo coworker who pushed you to aim higher, their drive so electric it sparked your own. They see luxury as proof that God's plans for them are big, and they're not afraid to go get it. Ever been inspired by someone who grabs life by the horns? That's Leo, living large because their ambition demands nothing less. 7. Love for celebration. Let's jump into the seventh reason Leos are drawn to luxury, their love for celebration. You ever know someone who can turn the smallest moment into a full-blown party, like they're sprinkling confetti on life itself? That's a Leo, with a heart that beats for festivities, as if God made them the ambassadors of joy. They don't just mark occasions, they make them epic, and luxury is the fuel for their festive fire. Picture a Leo throwing a 4th of July bash, complete with gourmet catering and a dazzling fireworks show, not because they have to, but because they want every guest to feel like they're in a movie. That's why they chase extravagance, lavish venues, top-shelf drinks, or live bands, because celebrations are their art and they paint in bold, glamorous strokes. At a coworker's baby shower, they're the ones gifting a designer diaper bag and suggesting a champagne toast, turning a simple gathering into a memory. Their love for celebration isn't about excess, it's about making life feel special, like God's gift of joy deserves a grand stage. Maybe you've been swept up in a Leo's festive vibe, their energy making you grin all night. They live for luxury because it elevates every moment into a reason to cheer. Ever been at a party that felt like pure magic? That's Leo, making every day a reason to celebrate. 8. Confidence in their worth. For the eighth reason, Leos love luxury because they have confidence in their worth. Leos walk through life with a swagger that says they know exactly who they are, like God whispered in their ear that they're one of a kind. They don't doubt their value, and luxury. It's just a reflection of the high standard they set for themselves. Imagine a Leo signing up for a premium yoga retreat, not to impress anyone, but because they believe their mind and body deserve the best. That's why they're drawn to the finer things, custom suits, high-end skincare, or a sleek home office, because it matches the inner fire they carry. At a charity auction, they're the ones bidding on a luxury experience, not for clout, but because they feel entitled to life's best, and they're not shy about it. Their confidence isn't arrogance, it's clarity, a belief that God made them to shine, and they honor that with choices that scream quality. Maybe you've seen a Leo treat themselves to something lavish, their self-assured smile making you want to own your worth too. They chase luxury because it's a nod to their value, a way to live as big as their heart. Ever been inspired by someone who just knows they're enough? That's Leo, embracing extravagance because they're worth every bit of it. 9. Seeking inspiration. The 9th reason Leos are all about luxury is their need to seek inspiration. You ever met someone who seems to feed off beauty and creativity, like they're always chasing the next big spark? That's a Leo, with a soul that hungers for environments that set their imagination ablaze, as if God made them to dream in vivid color. Luxury isn't just nice for them, it's a muse, fueling their creative fire with every opulent detail. Picture a Leo at a high-end fashion show, their eyes lighting up at every bold design, already planning how to weave that energy into their own style. That's why they love lavish settings, 5-star hotels, curated galleries, or exclusive wine tastings, because those places stir their heart and push them to create. At a friend's book launch, they're the ones raving about the chic venue, their excitement sparking ideas for their own projects. Their pursuit of inspiration isn't shallow, it's a quest, a way to honor God's gift of imagination. Maybe you've seen a Leo get lost in a moment of beauty, their passion making you want to chase your own dreams. They seek luxury because it's a wellspring of ideas, a place where their spirit soars. Ever felt your creativity ignite because someone else was so inspired? That's Leo, living large to keep their inner flame burning bright. 10. Embracing boldness. For the 10th reason, Leos love luxury because they embrace boldness. Leos don't do small, they live with a daring spirit that feels like God gave them a megaphone to announce their presence. They're not afraid to make big moves, and luxury is the perfect match for their fearless vibe. Imagine a Leo booking a last-minute trip to a swanky resort in Vegas, not because they planned it, but because the thrill of a grand adventure called their name. That's why they're drawn to extravagance, bold cars, oversized sunglasses, or a penthouse rental, because it mirrors the size of their courage. At a music festival, they're the ones in a standout outfit, dancing like nobody's watching, their energy turning the crowd electric. Their boldness isn't about standing out for ego, it's about living true, honoring God's call to be unapologetic. Maybe you've had a Leo friend who pushed you to take a risk, their fearless vibe rubbing off on you. They chase luxury because it's a canvas for their audacity, a way to say, I'm here, and I'm all in. Ever been wowed by someone who lives without holding back? That's Leo, choosing a lavish life because their boldness demands nothing less. 11. Creating memorable moments. The 11th reason Leos are drawn to luxury is their knack for creating memorable moments. You ever been part of an experience so unforgettable it felt like a scene from a blockbuster? That's a Leo's doing, crafting occasions that stick with you forever, like God gave them a gift for turning life into a highlight reel. They don't just host events, they create legends, and luxury is their secret sauce. Picture a Leo planning a friend's bachelorette party, booking a rooftop venue with sparkling city views and a private chef, every detail designed to make jaws drop. That's why they love extravagance, it's the key to moments that linger, from gourmet menus to custom decor. At a holiday party, they're the ones adding fairy lights and premium cocktails, making everyone feel like VIPs. Their talent isn't just planning, it's magic, weaving God's joy into memories that shine. Maybe you've been at a Leo's event that left you buzzing for days. They live for luxury because it makes every second iconic. Ever had a night you'll never forget? That's Leo, living large to make life a collection of epic stories. 12. Radiating warmth. For the 12th reason, Leos love luxury because they radiate warmth. Leos have this glow that pulls people in, like God lit a fire in their heart that warms everyone around them. They don't just enjoy luxury, they use it to create a vibe that makes you feel like you belong. Imagine a Leo hosting a game night, decking out their place with plush blankets and a charcuterie board fit for a king, their hospitality so inviting you never want to leave. That's why they're drawn to lavish touches, cozy cashmere throws, candlelit dinners, or exclusive invites, because it sets the stage for connection. At a community fundraiser, they're the ones upgrading the event with a live band, their warmth making every guest feel special. Their gift isn't just hosting, it's heart, spreading God's love through every generous gesture. Maybe you've felt a Leo's glow, their kindness making you feel seen. They chase luxury to share that warmth, to make life feel like one big embrace. Ever been wrapped in someone's glow? That's Leo, living large to make everyone feel at home. 13. Honoring their inner fire. Let's dive into the 13th reason Leos love luxury, honoring their inner fire. You ever met someone whose passion burns so bright it's like they're carrying a piece of the sun in their chest? That's a Leo, with a spirit so fierce it feels like God set their heart ablaze with pure, unstoppable energy. They don't just live, they ignite, and luxury is the fuel that keeps their flame roaring. Picture a Leo treating themselves to a bold, fiery makeover at a high-end salon, walking out with a look so vibrant it screams confidence, not for anyone else, but to match the heat they feel inside. That's why they're drawn to extravagance, luxury cars, statement accessories, or VIP experiences, because it reflects the intensity of their soul. At a talent show, they're the ones performing with such gusto it lights up the crowd, their choice of a dazzling costume amplifying their spark. Their passion isn't just emotion, it's purpose, a way to honor God's gift of life. Maybe you've seen a Leo pour their heart into something, their energy making you want to live bolder too. They chase luxury to keep their fire blazing, to live as vividly as their spirit demands. Ever been swept up by someone's unstoppable passion? That's Leo, embracing grandeur to let their inner flame shine. 14. Living as art. For the 14th reason, Leos love luxury because they live as art. Leos don't just exist, they create, turning their life into a masterpiece with every choice, like God handed them a palette to paint the world in bold strokes. They see themselves as a work in progress, and luxury is their medium, crafting a story that's as stunning as it is unique. Imagine a Leo curating their wardrobe like a gallery, each piece a vibrant brushstroke, think tailored coats or glittering heels, chosen to make every day a showstopper. That's why they're drawn to lavish details, custom furniture, exotic vacations, or fine dining, because it's all part of their canvas. At a friend's gallery opening, they're the ones stealing the show, not just with their outfit but with how they carry themselves, every gesture a piece of performance art. Their life isn't random, it's intentional, a reflection of God's beauty woven into their every move. Maybe you've watched a Leo move through a crowd, their presence so striking it feels like a painting come to life. They chase luxury to make their existence a masterpiece, to live as vividly as their vision. Ever been awed by someone who makes life look like art? That's Leo, choosing extravagance to craft a story that dazzles. And that's a wrap on our journey through 14 reasons why Leos love luxury and living large, each one a spark in their radiant, God-given glow. From their regal nature to turning life into art, Leos chase extravagance to shine, inspire, and make every moment unforgettable. So, next time you're with a Leo, maybe flash them a smile for the way they light up the world. They'll probably just wink back, but they're truly a gift. We've seen how they embody boldness and warmth, making luxury their stage to dazzle us all. I hope you're leaving with a little of their fire, ready to live a bit bigger yourself. Thanks for hanging out with me to celebrate these incredible souls. Here's to Leos, God's superstars, making life one grand, glamorous adventure.